Hey everybody, I'm Mark Bryant, Director of Multimedia Development for the Big South Conference, ready to guide you through the week on the Big South Network once again, and another exciting week of basketball, plus a little extra this week, a little surprise event we'll throw in there before we're done. Again, Mark Bryant, if you want to contact me, you can email markb@bigsouth.org. Let's jump right into the events for the week of the 27th of January through the 2nd of February, and we're talking men's basketball first. And the standings, if you look at the standings going into Thursday's action, because we're recording this before Thursday's play, obviously. So as you look at the 16-game overall win streak that Coastal Carolina brings in, 9-0 in conference this year, and yet Liberty has kept pace. The only Liberty loss to Coastal Carolina. So Coastal at 9-0, Liberty at 8-1. And as you watch these games transpire here, as they try to keep pace, as Liberty tries to stay with Coastal and Coastal tries to keep that streak alive. Meanwhile, behind them, there's an absolute dogfight of four teams that are 5-4 or 4-5, and trying to get those third and fourth positions in the standings. And then High Point 3 and 6 behind that goes down from there. PC, Gardner-Webb, and Radford rounding out the standings. But Asheville, Charleston Southern, Winthrop, VMI, all 5-4 or 4-5. Remember, the top four seeds all host first-round games when it comes to the tournament. So how they finish out of that group could be key. Let's look at the games now. Charleston Southern at Radford. That's Thursday night at 7. All four here are Thursday night 7 o'clock tip-offs. So you've got the Bucks at the Highlanders, Coastal at High Point. Can the Chanticleers keep it going on the road? High Point has been struggling more often than not of late, and they're trying to keep in the hunt here. We'll see if the Panthers can pull off the upset. Gardner-Webb at VMI could be an interesting one. VMI, of course, needs to keep up the pace literally and figuratively as they try to hang in with the other teams in that group. Asheville at Liberty. Now, this is one of note because Asheville has been surging a bit, gotten to 5-4. Liberty at that 8-1, and certainly the Bulldogs would like to turn that 3-game gap into a 2-game split, narrow the things up a little bit in the standings. We'll see if that comes around. Then Saturday, the second part of the week's action. There you go. We've got 5 on tap for you on Saturdays. It's a full conference slate. Conference action across the whole league there. Asheville at VMI, 1 o'clock tip there will get things started. 6 o'clock for Coastal and Radford, teams at opposite ends of the spectrum, and obviously Coastal would be expecting a victory there. That would be the biggest upset of the season if Radford can upend Coastal, even though it will be up in Radford. 6 o'clock tip there. Charleston Southern at High Point at 7. Gardner-Webb and Liberty at 7. And again, Liberty and Coastal, each watching how the other is doing. Winthrop at PC, and that is at 7:30. But that's not all this week. Usually it's just Thursday, Saturday, right? Well, we're adding a couple on Tuesday as we start jockeying around the schedule a bit in February, trying to make room for those bracket buster games that slip in there. So you've got PC at High Point. That's 7 o'clock on Tuesday. Winthrop at Radford, same time. Let's move on over to the women's side of the ledger. They're on their more traditional Saturday, Monday. No additions or subtractions there. And the standings here, it's a similar thing. The upper group is not 2 but 3 teams in this case, and then you've got a middle group of 4 teams beyond there, and then teams below. The upper group for the women, Radford 6-1, Gardner-Webb 5-1, Liberty 5-1. So they're all bound together. And be interesting to see how some of these things turn out in the games ahead. The middle group, all 3-3 to 2-4. High Point, Winthrop, Charleston Southern, and PC. Asheville and Coastal rounded out. Very interesting. Still, Coastal's men, no losses. Coastal's women, no wins. And opposite ends of the spectrum there, certainly in hoops play. Now, for the women, Saturday, 3 o'clock tips for Asheville at Gardner-Webb and Coastal at Radford. And again, that's a game that's the opposite ends of the standings. So just as Radford is the bottom for the men and the top for the women, Coastal top for the men, bottom for the women. So this would be a big upset if, in this case, if Coastal could pull off the victory. But we'll see what happens there 3 o'clock on Saturday. High Point at PC, 5 o'clock start for them. Liberty at Winthrop, always a good one there, 7 o'clock on Saturday. Shifting to Monday. And there you see the matchups for Monday night, the 31st. All four games tipping at 7 o'clock. High Point at Charleston Southern. Liberty at Gardner-Webb. Oh, that is one to watch. You know, it's funny how some rivalries can become very intense very quickly. Happens when you meet in the tournament a couple times, doesn't it? And these teams fighting to keep pace with Radford at the top of the standings. So that should be one heck of a matchup on Monday evening. Looking forward to that. Asheville at PC and Coastal Carolina at Winthrop. Talk about teams that don't like each other. This is a rivalry that's been simmering over a long period of time. It doesn't matter what the sport. Coastal Winthrop, always an entertaining matchup. And that does it for women's play. I promised a little bit extra, and we do have something else this week other than the hoops, and it is wrestling, thanks to the folks at VMI, and they are bringing up one of their historic rivalries in any sports as the Citadel visits Lexington, Virginia to take on Virginia Military Institute, and we've got that straight from the mat for you. Try to pin that one down if you can. 7:30 on Friday night for wrestling between VMI and the Citadel. Now, last week in this place, I wanted to see if anyone had listened to the end, and we were going to give away a prize, and no one claimed it. So we're doing it again. Hi. Yeah, out there. Just checking. Want to see if you are. Now, first person who watches this and emails our code phrase for the week to bigsouth@bigsouth.org, you get something out of our prize closet, probably a copy of our 25th anniversary Best of the Best DVD. Now, the phrase this week, so I'll know you've watched this, is crumbled bacon. Crumbled bacon gets you a free prize from the Big South Conference. So, back to our normal programming. And remind you that if you want to get any of these games, you can order them individually, all available as individual events. You can also get your full season. Still a good value with half of the conference slate ahead of us for basketball. And those packages would include the tournament games that we're allowed to stream that aren't owned by another outlet. So those packages are still worthwhile. Of course, the annual is always a good bet. Because you get everything we do for a full calendar year from when you order. So by the game, by the sport, by the season, by the year, they're all there for you. You can also find links to our Twitter, Facebook, blog, YouTube, all at BigSouthSports.com. And remind you, if you have any problems with the streaming, 877-967-3267 is your number to the support desk, the fan support at New Lion. And if you want to email them, you can do so, fan support, all one word, at newlion.com. That's New Lion spelled Neulion, our web and streaming hosts. Thank you once again. Glad to take you through what's coming up on the Big South Network presented by State Farm. I'm Mark Bryant for the Big South Conference. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you again next week.